Hello everyone and welcome to another E3 press conference, roundup, conference-y reaction thing. This time it's Microsofted up and I'm also joined again by the wonderful Morph Shuffle. His link is down below. Say hi.
Hiya guys.
He's back again, he's putting up with my nonsense. I don't know how he does it, but he deserves a medal. I put up with his all the time, so...
Exactly, we work well with each other.
It's a good co-op going on here.
It is.
Anyway folks, before we get started, do make sure you check out Morph Shuffle's channel down below. The link is always in the description of any video he is, and he is wonderful. We do quite a few videos together, and he does a lot of good stuff. Anyway, we are moving on to E3's press conferences, and it's Microsoft's turn, and we're just literally just about 20-30 minutes ago, I think we finished watching that, wasn't it?
If that, yeah. It was about half an hour ago.
What was your overall thought before we start getting into the little details?
It started off on a high, went to crap, and then kind of bored me throughout. There was only one thing that really got me excited.
Yeah. I mean, I would have to agree, I'm the same, and I know some people believe I'm like a Sony fanboy, but mostly it's PC. I mean, I like the exclusives in Sony. It tends to give them a bit more money and what, or just a bit more, like, try something different wise.
Yeah.
But like, I did feel it was very sort of like, oh right, you're starting on a really big high, because anyone who hasn't watched it, they did start with Halo. Is it Halo 5 Guardians or just Halo Guardians?
No, it was well, Halo 5 and Halo Guardians is the same thing.
Yeah.
The next Halo installment, which did look good.
Yeah, they started with that, and I was like, oh, so we're starting on that, so they've got some big things coming up, and then it just seemed to die out.
Yeah.
I mean, they did show off some new Division, they did show off some more Rainbow Six, and had some fancy deals going on, but and they showed off Fallout 4, which I felt were just regurgitated, and I get Fallout 4, it looks awesome, but it was like, that was last night. Show us what else, and it's like, oh, and now it's like becoming exclusive betas and all that, and I'm like...
And the thing is, he didn't even look happy about it as well, the way he was like describing Fallout 4 again. It's just like, I've just done this like 10 hours ago, I don't want to do this again. Oh no, but you got this. It just seemed annoying. It
just seemed like it was a bit like sprung together, because it did start on a very good high, and then it was just like very big high, and then just a big slope down. I was like, okay. And
a couple of the indie games caught my eye, but
yeah, there was like before folks start saying, "Oh, yous are just PC Master Race," which we probably are, but there was some really good things in there, but they were very few and far between. But it also depends on what you like. I'm not much of a fan of Halo. I'm not much of a fan of Forza, and I'm not much of a fan of Gears. But it just seems it's like, here's another Halo, here's another Gears, here's another Forza, and I'm like,
bring something new.
They bring so we'll start like Halo.
Yes.
It did look good. Like, I must admit, there's lots of explosions. There's one of my favourite actors, Nathan. Is it Fillion? I'm sure it's his second name.
It's a bit bad that he's your favourite actor, but you can't say his last name.
I like him in. I've completely forgotten the show now.
It's even worse.
He's in Castle, and he's really good in Castle in that. I just like his sort of like his mannerism, but it just felt, I don't know, it just looked like Halo. I mean, from the multiplayer I've seen, it just looks like it's a Halo skin on Call of Duty, but I don't know. I was just like, okay, next. So I'll leave it to you.
Oh, leave it to me, will you?
Yeah, because I know you're sort of like into your Halo and whatnot, so.
Oh, I loved playing Halo when I had an Xbox. It was probably since Halo 2. Well, the thing is, with multiplayer, Halo 2 was the one that really did it. They made it what it is, and it's just kind of. I'm not gonna say it's changed massively since like the early Halos, but it's kind of been similar. I mean, they've done more game types, the maps are looking awesome. There's more things you can do around the maps, more weapons and vehicles, whatever. But there's still the same feel, and I think with the new one, when they said it was 24 player, I think that will make it mad. It will just be a constant war zone, and it looks as though, from what I was when I was watching it looks as though you can play as the Covenant as well. So like you can literally do Spartans versus Covenant. Like,
the only thing
they've
was,
done
it's
that
like
before, but this is better.
They very sneakily put the multiplayer footage together to make it look really frantic and everything, when it's actually on a 12v12. which I guess is still going to, because I know Titanfall, people said, and it was good, but the maps were really small.
Well, the Halo maps, from what I saw, did look big. They looked like there was a lot to it.
On the 12v12, that might be a bit bland. I'm just saying, I'm being probably very pessimistic. It's probably going to be actually pretty darn good for those looking forward to it. I just feel like it needed more of a hook.
Well, it was like in the older Halo games, it would have been better if there were more players, because there was, I can't remember what game it was called, what map it was called, but there was a one where we were basically in a desert with a buried temple. I think it was something called Sandbox or something ridiculous like that. When it was literally 4 versus 4, you could just hide in the desert. Like, you'd hide on top of the hill just before the mines, and no one would really be able to find you. If it's 12 versus 12, so much shit can go on. But it did look good. The way they started off with like the opening to it, like you're walking through the battlefield, there's loads of like dying Covenant on the floor, and there's loads of explosions. You're starting to chase the Chief down, trying to find him, and then the Prometheans come out of nowhere, and they're looking more scary than they did in the last one. It looked as though it's got promise. I can't say it'd probably be amazing, because the fact is, when you were playing the other Halos, you were under the impression that you were the last Spartan. There was none other than this. Well, that's what I got the impression for anyway. And now all of a sudden you're the Master Chief plus 3 other Spartans being hunted by 4 other Spartans, and there's loads of Spartans watching from a distance.
So it's just like, wait, did you just like wait? Because that kind of comes across as a soft reboot to me. You know, when they don't officially say this is a reboot of the franchise, it's just like, this is just a subtle nudge.
Yeah. But when they did Reach, that's when they had loads of Spartans. I thought I'm thinking they could like get away with that. Oh yeah, we've introduced Reach, and maybe people won't forget that this was before Halo 1.
Yeah. I mean, it did look good, and it did start the conference off on a good high note, but then after that, it just seemed to go a bit downhill. There was also I also would like to just point out, and Sony's bad for this as well, but Sony tends to give it a bit more better and tends to have better speakers. I found, and I'm going to say it, the compulsory indie showcase.
Yes.
They're both bad for it, but I just felt the speakers came out, and I get you're nervous and everything, but it just seemed they were very sort of standoffish with the crowd, and we're just like, oh, I don't want to be here.
Yeah, there was one of them who did look like he was shaking a little bit. Like, I don't want to be here, I just want to play my game and go away.
And one of them was the Ion, I think, and it was just like, oh, this is a realistic space thing, and it was like satellites, and then you're in some, like, it looks like, I'm guessing it's the player, and a sort of plastic covering thing, and then it just ends saying logo, and it's like, wait, so what? That was like, what?
So what's happening?
And
what the hell?
The thing is, Microsoft has been terrible for doing that before. They did it with Quantum Break, and they were like, oh, this, and people were like, what's that? And it's, oh, it's Quantum Break, and it's going to be this. And we're like, okay, right. So, gameplay? No? No, okay. I mean, the sort of indie segment was good. They just looked, some of them caught my eye. Cuphead one looks pretty cool.
Anyone? Even though it just literally looks like a cartoon.
It kind of gives a sort of artistic sort of thing though, and it's pretty cool. But I mean, apart from that, it wasn't really anything. And then we had the big other titan, Forza.
Yeah.
Which was just like... Anyone who didn't watch the E3 conference for Microsoft 2015, if you're watching this in so many years from now, or the past, I don't know. You might be somehow tuning in from the past to the future. But basically, they lowered a very expensive car. And everybody was like,
New Ford GT.
So there's a car. Right. So Forza,
they just lowered a dark blue Ford GT onto the floor. It looked really nice. Didn't do anything, didn't light up, didn't have any game like merchandise. It didn't have even a vinyl of Forza plastered across it, which when I played Forza, other than naked women, that's all I thought.
Yeah.
That's what
I mean, they lowered this car down, and then as soon as the sort of trailers kind of started up a bit, they took it off, and it was just like, I get, makes flashy things, but lowering the car and then going, yes, this car. It's like, right, so you have an expensive car in front of everyone. What's going on? Okay.
I think it was the fact that they were bringing the Ford GT back into the racing.
Yeah.
Well, that's the reason for it. But I like the way when they took it out, as in when they lifted it back out of the arena, it was at the when the advert started playing. That's when it went from black until you started seeing the car being introduced slowly. So it was like as this one's leaving, it's then appearing on the screen.
Yeah.
So
I mean, Forza does look good, and I get a lot of people like Forza. I mean, but there's a lot in the sort of, because there is rumours of Gran Turismo 7, and that studio's like the Forza studio, pretty dedicated to, you know, the cars and everything, but the director of that studio is like so much of a car enthusiast, like seriously insane. But you have Gran Turismo, you get Project Cars, you get Drive Club, you get Forza, and you just get, it's becoming more a fluctuating thing, but it's like, it almost feels like, it's like, oh, we have flashy cars, and it's, from the way Drive Club, Project Cars, the last Forza, and probably Gran Turismo 7 look, there's not really much else they can do.
I'm just going to throw out there, I think every car game looks the same, and it'll be exactly the same. The only one that was different, in my opinion, is Burnout. Bring out another Burnout.
Well, there's meant to be, you know, an EA tonight. If you were watching it before EA, there's a new Need for Speed, because they didn't have one last year, and it's meant to be a reboot and going back to the underground area.
Need for Speed Underground was one of the best racing games I ever played.
They're meant to be rebooting it and starting off of there, and I'm just like, yes, yes, yes. I'm a bit more arcadey. I mean, I love my Gran Turismo, and Drive Club is good. I played Project Cars as well, it's pretty darn good. But it just all falls down to, I still remember the Sony press conference, like, it's a really nice game, but the guy literally looked like he was watching porn. He was just like, yeah, we've, you know, all the strokes down, and all the curves and the glimmer of the light, and I'm just like, car porn? You're literally describing car porn here. That's all I get from Forza and Drive Club and that now, is literally they come across as if it's like car porn.
Car junkies, they've got their own world. Like, we might look at a new PC and go, oh.
True. Probably one of the bigger things of like that really piqued my interest towards an Xbox One, because I have a PS4 and a PC. I have everything but an Xbox One, I think. Well, and a 360. I sold the 360 because it was sitting down.
I've got everything but a console.
I've got an old and was the backwards compatibility. The only thing is,
that time.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the emulation software, the same way, because you can buy PS2 games on the PS3 sort of thing, and you can buy it in the Vita and whatnot. I know Sony has a similar thing of doing PlayStation Now.
Okay.
What was interesting about Microsoft's thing is, like you were saying, you can buy a 360 game, put it in, download it, and that's like yours. But they didn't really say if you sell that game, or if you'd have to put the disc in all the time. They haven't said that. So there's little snags here that they haven't quite, said, right? And they said there'll be like 100 odd games. Pretty sure the back catalogue of 360 is really big, and then it's down to if the developer allows it.
Yeah.
So the developers could turn around, but nah.
No, I thought you said that you could download them onto your Xbox, so you don't have to use the CDs anymore.
No, it's so like if you buy it retail, like you can download them, but if you buy it retail as well, you put the disc in and then it downloads the sort of the game file sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
But I just feel like there's going to be some sort of snag somewhere.
Of course there will. It will be.
Because I think we've all learned what Microsoft is like. Hence everybody's wary. It's like, oh, Windows 10 upgrade for free, and you're just like, right, so what's it come with?
So what's wrong with it?
Yeah, so, little tangent, guys. Windows 10 doesn't come with a media player.
Wow.
Yeah, like media player that everybody, because like I know I use VLC and I don't know what you use. I know a lot of people that use media player just to pop a DVD in, or just playing downloading files or whatever. But Windows 10 will not have any functionality like that, which seems like a bit of a step back.
Yeah, because
not saying Windows 10 won't be good, but
hey, if they get rid of Internet Explorer and give it Google Chrome, I'll be happy.
Yeah, it's good. As if Internet Explorer's dead. It's now the Edge.
Good. Just don't ever bring anything.
It just seems like there's no media playback from it. It seems a bit odd. There was some games, obviously, though, during the conference that were like Windows 10, Xbox One, sort of thing. Fable Legends was one, wasn't it?
Yep.
That was shown off, but I don't know. I think they're just literally dragging Fable through the dirt now.
Yeah, I mean, I love Fable, I really do. I like The Lost Chapters was amazing. The second one was amazing. Third one was a bit,
One off
like the fact, yeah, it's the fact that you're all of a sudden king, and you decide who wins and loses. And the fact that I've played it now, if you haven't played Fable 3, spoiler alert, I'm going to say it anyway, at the end you basically have to make decisions. Who's going to live, who's going to die. Your decision might benefit one race of people, one tribe or whatever they're called, whatever, but you have to basically save 6 million gold to save everyone. Otherwise there'll just be random dead bodies in the street. And that went off on a tangent. I'm hoping Fable Legends or whatever the hell what they called, that's gone on another massive tangent. It's become a MOBA, pretty much.
I mean, there was obviously these videos, guys, are not going to include everything, so if you want to watch, you'll have to like go look at it. We were picking sort of points that we mostly like.
Oh no! One more thing that Fable Legends annoyed me. They showed it last year. Don't show the same thing twice.
It's like, this is coming. When? It's just coming soon. At some point in the future, like every game. I just feel like it also seems to be like some of them are getting like release dates now. Like we've had Bethesda, we've had Microsoft, and there was a lot aiming for the usual October, November dates, which annoyed me so much. But last year we had that, and how many games fell in the next year? I know they only had a few months, but Batman's probably a very massive example of how, like, that went, what, 6-7 months? It comes out next week, I think.
Yeah.
And they had Evolve, and I mean, not small titles, really big titles. They still did well.
Most of them seem to be coming out at the same time.
I mean, but speaking of release dates, I'd like to just do a little segue to Tomb Raider. Everybody's probably going to it is, a timed exclusive on Xbox. They're still not really saying if it's PC as well as Xbox at the same time. PC will be coming, PS4 is coming 6 months after, I believe it is. It's like a timed exclusive, and they'll have like a definitive edition, because they like these definitive editions these days. And the one thing that's probably going to, it will go one of two ways. It will either indent Tomb Raider or indent Fallout 4. They're releasing them on the same date.
Yeah, that's not a good idea for them. Really, it's going to be one of those ones that is either going to kill it or.
Yeah, like
I think it will struggle. I really think it will struggle.
I do really like. Everyone has said, and I think Microsoft even believes that themselves, is they're like paying Square Enix God knows how much money to make this go for a little while, but they're wanting Tomb Raider to be like their Uncharted. I get Tomb Raider's been around a lot longer, but Naughty Dog, I believe, is a better studio. Just the quality that they managed to push, and they always like raise the bar of everything they do. It's like, well, here you go, and you're just like, wait, what? How is that possible? And it's just like, it was kind of going to be, people were like, oh, it's going to be like Uncharted versus Tomb Raider, and obviously Uncharted's fallen into 2016, but I'd rather give Naughty Dog as much time as they want. But I just feel Microsoft's probably putting too much bank on it, and the game should have just been left for all three platforms at the same time.
Yes, they might potentially make more money that way.
Yeah.
Because I think what they're trying to do, they're trying to get people to be like, oh yeah, we've got this game. It's amazing in every way, shape, or form. It's only for us. We're the only console you can get it for. Can't even get it on PC. So if you want it, you've got to come to us or come back to us. Most people just go, nah.
Yeah, it's coming out on the other platforms anyway, eventually.
Exactly.
Because it is a Square Enix product.
Why would you rush and just wait? I know there are people out there that will do that. They'll happily buy every frigging console going and buy every game because they're a fanboy, fangirl, whatever. But like, I'm a fanboy of Halo, but I'm not exactly going to go out and buy an Xbox One again.
Yeah, I mean, like, they did also, they're remastering Gears 1, 2, and 3. Yes, folks, there's that word again, nice. The remaster.
That will be nice though, because I can imagine some of them when they've been upgraded.
Yeah, it'll look a bit nicer. I mean,
it'll look nice.
Uncharted 1, 2, and 3 is getting similar treatment. This is called like the Drake collection sort of thing going on. And I mean, it's probably going to look pretty darn good. And obviously, it does seem to be this generation. like the Xbox One is sold more than the 360, but the PS4 is sold more than like 360 and PS3, because I think it's like a 3-to-1 ratio almost now. Which could change. It could change, but I mean, a lot of people didn't play either or, and they might have went Xbox One or maybe so it's a good time to look for them and play that, and get playing that before the next one comes out, sort of thing. I just wish they would stop the whole remastering thing, because they did Darksiders the other day as well. And I love Darksiders, but it's like gonna stop the remasters and just get on with new games.
We mean new stuff, not the same shit, just made pretty.
But like Gears of War will be pretty good. They showed off Gears 4. Yes, there is a Gears 4, folks, if this is the first time you're hearing it, which probably not. It's not an exclusive here. What was your thoughts? Because you are a pretty good Gears fan.
Yeah, I mean, I loved Gears. I'm not going to be shameful when I admit this, but when in the third one, when spoiler alert, Dom dies, I cried. Aww. Because that was my favourite character of all time from day one. Even though it was my console, I didn't want to be player 1. I wanted to be player 2 because I wanted to be Dom. And it just looks different. The fact that none of the original cast seemed to be in it annoyed me slightly.
Is that not? Wasn't there a Gears Judgment or something? Yeah,
Gears, that don't count. That's like Bioshock 2. We don't speak of that. That's not a real game. No, it was when I was watching it, I thought the first guy at first was like Baird, just like in the future, but he just didn't sound the same, didn't look the same. Well, it kind of looked the same, but it looks as though the locusts aren't even there.
Yeah.
Which is understandable because they kind of got rid of them. But there's these new freaky aliens that kind of look like seals mixed with piranhas mixed with hedgehogs because they got spikes at the back.
This is the best description ever, folks.
Well, they're not seals because they have 4 legs. So seal-like size with piranha face, 4 legs like a Komodo dragon, and a tail like a hedgehog back because it was like long and spiky. And it was weird. I just don't see where they're going with it.
Are you looking forward to Gears 4, or are you just going to pass?
I look forward to see how it comes out. It just one of I buy games for stories.
Yeah.
I know lots of people would buy a game for multiplayer, like loads of Call of Duty fans, for example. But if it's got a shit story, I'm not going to enjoy it.
Yeah, it just like I'm still kind of wondering where Xbox, because I know Microsoft's going with this whole, if you have an Xbox One, you can stream to your PC. And I've always been the one, and I spoke with this with like Conflict Nerd at times as well. I've like said it's like, yeah, but I don't want to buy a giant paperweight to just play it on my PC. So I'm wondering, like, because obviously we don't know what Windows 10 is out and how that will evolve. They might actually just be like, here's like an app that plays the game or something. I mean, if they did it that way, I think they'll open up an audience, but they're also a very thin line of like, it could cancel out people actually wanting an Xbox One, so then they're not selling the hardware. I don't know, it's a very thin line where they can go. I mean, I'd probably play Gears like you on PC. I did play the first one for a bit on PC until Xfire decided it was terrible. Xfire had like a coding problem or something with Gears and would actually crash out when it was on your system, which was a really, really weird bug. But
I just didn't like it. It's just
Gears looked good, but I just feel like they literally renamed, was it Black Tusk Studios or something, or Black Tusk Studios, and they renamed it to the Coalition, because that studio's literally primary directive is to make Gears games. That's it.
They're gonna be so annoyed when they run out of Gears ideas, because I don't think this story's gonna be great.
Yeah,
I don't see where they can go. I don't see where they can go with it.
It'll probably be good, and I mean, people who are Gears fans, I hope you enjoy it. I hope you love it. But for me, it's not for me.
No, it's not for everyone. Right.
But how about we get to the big Titan again? I'm saying that the big Titan. It was that both we were quite excited about. I mean, this is probably me and Morph really agree on for being the biggest sort of pick me up, good thing looking forward to. Although there was no price tag, is the HoloLens, isn't it? Yeah. Anyone
it's the Tony Stark of the Microsoft world.
Anyone doesn't know what HoloLens is, allows you to put on a headset sort of thing over your, your goggles, and it will project like you're the only one that can see like worlds that are in front of you. And they brought Minecraft up, and I believe this is probably why they bought Minecraft in the first place. And the next thing, they had a special camera that allowed you to see what they were seeing, because otherwise they just looked like they were staring at a wall. But what was curiously is like he came across to a little sort of table, and then just went create world, and the Minecraft world he was playing in like came up fully 3D, like alternate AR, because AR's been quite a big thing. Well, not big thing, but it's been, you know, you had your AR cards for your 3DS and your PS Vita and all this, and you've got things like on PS4 with AR and the controller and the camera, and same with Kinect. And this just seems this sort of evolution of all that, and it's really freaking cool, because it's like you put this down and you think of all the ideas you could just sit and create, like from a 3D model inside. You could sit and create like 3D models with your hand and pick apart, because you could take things and put it on walls, and it looks, and then you could pick up the world. He just like he just goes like that, he just grabs it. It's like, hold on, I'll show you what's underneath it, and moves the world up. It was insane, and I can't wait to see what you do. What's your thoughts?
I reckon it'd be good. The fact, like, I love Minecraft, and the fact that they brought Minecraft in as the main one just made me so happy. I was just like, this is the perfect game to like show what the HoloLens can do, because it's a massive open world sandbox where you can build anything, do anything, whatever. There's mines and caves and strongholds and everything like that. And the fact that he literally just brought the world up and then started moving it around, following the player in the game, just watching what they do, just made it kind of made me feel like, do you remember Black and White?
Yes. We played God.
It kind of made me feel like God. I was like, oh my god, I could be God in this.
What I noticed about the presenter before he passed it over to like the Mojang, apparently it's now pronounced.
Mojang.
What he said was like, you know, work or play, and I can see it having a lot of stuff within the sort of working environment. Within even studios themselves, I can see us having a big help. Like, if you could all put this on and just visualize things in front of you rather than drawing a board, it's like you can actually see a fully sort of 3D dimensional thing going on. I can see that being highly beneficial to just the world itself, not just gaming, and really. And
it will make everyone feel like Tony Stark.
Yeah, you're pretty much HoloLens is essentially Iron Man.
Jarvis.
You will have your Jarvis. They really, really need to ask Marvel if they can create something that sounds like Jarvis. Have a special edition like Iron Man one.
Oh, we both know you'll buy the first one of them.
Yeah.
I would like it if you could, because they said it's basically like a little computer on your head.
Yeah.
You know how like you can name your computer? I want to be able to name it so that actually responds to that name.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much potential. Obviously, we don't know where it's going to go, and you picked up in some prices, didn't you?
Yeah, I
found really believe them.
Yeah, they're saying like, some places are saying, oh, it would be about $200. Like, no, it won't be that. That's like 175 quid.
When you think of like Surface Pro, because I believe the hardware is probably going to be around something like that, especially for miniaturizing it, and I get stuff comes down. We're probably not going to see it this year. I don't see it definitely coming out this year. I mean, they have that sort of VR thing, and what I found weird is they're partnering up with two others. They are like competing with each other in the first place, and I'm like, huh? So they're partnering up with two competitors of each other while competing with their own product. I seem that there's a bit backwards. Anyone doesn't know, Oculus Rift is going to...
It might work. It might work.
Yeah.
Like the enemy of my enemy is my friend, that sort of thing, you know.
Anyone doesn't know, Oculus Rift will come with an Xbox One controller. Microsoft is also partnering up to bring... They did say Xbox games to Valve VR, which it's Vine, isn't it? Called in Steam, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And then of course they've got HoloLens. So it's just like, right, so they're doing 3 different VR projects at the exact same time. This sounds like a headache waiting to happen. But it could actually, make a lot of innovation, because I believe that like overall this will actually be pretty darn cool. But I'm looking forward to see what HoloLens does and what it can do and what it brings to the future.
Oh, it will bring a lot. It will bring a lot.
So before we round off this video, what was your standout moment of the show?
HoloLens.
Yeah, I would have to say HoloLens as well.
It's the straight up HoloLens.
I mean, what was your overall opinion of it though? Like the actual show?
It was good. However, some points that they did, they really didn't need to do. Like the car, for one thing. They didn't really need to do the car. That was not needed in any way, shape, or form. You got. Oh God, what was it? Yeah, I'm one. I need a bit of a wow factor for things on stage. Basically, if you've got a stage and you're presenting something, I want a bit of a wow factor on the stage to keep you going. That little Xbox sign just annoyed the hell out of me.
Yeah.
I don't know why, it just annoyed the hell out of me. The car was not needed in any way, shape or form. That shouldn't have been there. But it was good, but it could have been better.
I'm in the same boat. It's just like, apart from HoloLens, I just felt there wasn't really this big wow. You know, graphics look good across the board, but there was nothing to go, whoa, I really want this. HoloLens, yes, but like that's coming across, but like there was nothing to go, I need an Xbox One now.
Nah, I've got none of that either.
And I just felt that they kind of just missed out, and I know some things weren't actually there. Quantum Break wasn't there, Scalebound, Crackdown 3, they're saving that for Gamescom. I just really felt there was nothing to really grab you and go, this is why you should have an Xbox One. I get some people are going to argue, down in the comments, whatever you put, we want to hear your things as well, but they'll be like, oh, but there was Gears. Doesn't appeal to me. I know it appeals to yourself, but it's also an Xbox One. Does it make you want an Xbox One right this second?
No.
There was no big wow factor, and that's what I think Microsoft, to us, we'll keep saying this is our opinions.
And we're entitled to them.
There was no wow factor for us. But folks, thank you again for watching this. I think this is slightly longer than the Bethesda one, probably going to be for the longer ones going on and whatever's displayed. I am hoping Morph Shuffle will actually join me again. He's been awesome.
I'll find one when I'm not working / sleeping.
And down below you can find his link to his channel like before. Thank you again for watching, listening, seeing everything in the background, and we shall see you next time.
Yes, yeah.